Somebody asked Kurt, how often do we update the program? You have this program, and you saw that this is the new look of the program. So you actually get to see the old look and the new look. And so we're constantly improving how the program works. So how often do we do it? Often. We have people that do nothing but research and development on this program. All right. Now, do I know how to code? Do I know how to write computer programs? You better believe I cannot. Don't know the first thing about it. Don't want to know. But there's some people that work for us. This is what they do, and they're good at it. All right. And we're constantly developing. When we first came out with this thing, we were saying you could pay off your mortgages in 10 to 12 years. That was way better than 30. Now we're saying 7 to 9 years. That's and right. Student loans can be paid off in 5 to 7 years. We're also telling folks that if you have a church with a mortgage, that church can be paid off in 5 to 7 years without extra giving from the members.
Mercy.
Listen, we don't have to do all those drives. We don't have to do the pledge cards. We don't have to do to be able to pay the mortgage off. Do you see what we're talking about, Kurt? Listen, I want to show something here now that we're on this thing, because there's some mortgages out here. There's some churches out here. There's some folks that in the audience who have a church with a mortgage. Okay. So we're just going to add a 1 here, 1,250,000. We're going to put in around 5%. Okay. And then we're going to put in 300 payments, because you can't get a 30-year mortgage. They do 20 to 25 years. Okay. Here's the payment. So now I work with some churches, and the churches that I work with have what's called a reserve fund. So it comes from the regular giving of the church. Okay. It's just the regular giving. Right. So when it comes to church speak, they refer to the members. When it comes to their tithe and offering, they call them giving units. Okay. Giving units. How many giving units do we have in this church? And because of that, we're able to take care of all the ministries that the church is involved in, keep the lights on and the carpet clean, and, the mother's room. We got all of those things going on in the church that need to be paid for. Plus, we have a reserve fund just in case something happens wrong. So I got a church here. They've got $100,000 in their reserve fund for emergency, in case maybe the air conditioning goes out or whatever. They've got $100,000 in the reserve fund, and they've got about $5,000 from the monthly giving that goes into the reserve fund monthly, about $5,000. So instead of asking the church members to give extra, all right, watch this. Could they take $25,000 from the reserve fund, Kurt?
Mercy.
Apply it to this mortgage and knock off a year's worth of payments?
One time.
And save how much interest?
$61,914.67.
And if they're putting $5,000 into the reserve fund monthly, how long is it going to take them to pay themselves back the $25,000 that they took from the reserve fund? How long is it going to take them to pay it back?
5 months.
5 months. Kurt, if once they pay themselves back, could they do it again?
Yes, they could.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to give a different perspective. Now the drives can go to other value adds, like helping the families in the church.
Come on, talk.
Come on.
For the church instead of paying off the mortgage. So we're going to bless people with this information.
Woo!
That's right.
Woo.
Hey, let the church say amen.
Let the church say amen. That's what we're talking about, folks. So you don't have to wear out the saints. Mercy. You've already got the money. We're going to show you how to use it. And now you can put more money towards ministries oh man, I just get so excited. I don't know what to say next. Okay, Jared, you're exactly right. And if we could pay themselves back in 5 months, we could do it again. This is how this church can be paid off using the reserve fund that they already have at current giving levels and be paid off in about 5 to 7 years. See, here's what we're talking about, folks. For all of you that go to church, for all of you that are believers, all right? And I just want to say this. We all know about the tithing system. All right. We know about the 10%. We spend so much time talking about the 10% and making sure that we don't violate that. But you know what we don't talk about, Kurt?
There it
We
is.
don't talk about how to manage the 90%. We
Wow.
talk about the 10%, but we don't speak about how we can best understand and manage the 90%. That's what stewardship is all about. Stewardship is about managing all of the gifts, all of the resources. We spend very little time talking about how to manage the 90%. Here's what I want to say, folks. If 9 out of 10 people you know, and that includes the people in your church, if 9 out of 10 people you know will never, ever pay off a mortgage, and they're paying 75% more interest than they need to, I'm even talking about gospel workers that give their whole life to the ministry, go into retirement in debt.
Mercy.
Because we don't understand how the 90% works, because we're not taught. How can we teach what we have not been taught? This is truly the blind leading the blind. So, folks, we're here to set this candle on a hill. We're here to set this light on a hill. We want to take the basket off of this light so that people can see the truth about what's happening here with their money. So we're going to show you how we can gather up the fragments, just these little bits of money. Okay, gather up the fragments that nothing be lost. And by the time we're done with this thing, we're going to have 12 baskets full of interest savings.
Don, I'm sorry. This is Tracy. I just want to interject because what you're doing is so very important. My mother is 83 years old and she's still paying on the mortgage on a house that she bought when she was 25 because of refinancing. When my father passed away in 2004, they constantly refinance their home. And this is just critical because, to be 83 years old and still paying a mortgage on a home that you bought in your 20s is just incredible. So thank you for what you're doing. This is absolutely life-changing information. Thank you.
All right, folks.
Wow.
And I ditto that. My mother's in a similar situation, and I'm just determined to get her mortgage paid off. This is Dr. Joanne A.J. Scott, and she's 86. So, Tracy, I can truly relate. And I also want to say that after the conversation I had with you, Don, when I was talking to you about whether I should pay off the credit card, the money, and pay off the credit card because, it's zero interest right now. And, when the interest rate starts, that I wanted to have paid that down. And the advice you gave me and the illustration you showed me of the advantages of why pay off a credit card when you can pay your mortgage down and still have money. That was like an epiphany. It was like a light bulb moment. It was like, aha, oh my God, and the truth of the matter is I majored in economics in college. That's what I got my bachelor's degree in. I have leveraged the banking industry for years with knowledge, but that one tip right there changed the way I handle my credit cards right now. So I just want to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not connected with Don and the P.I.L.L method, right now is a great opportunity to do that. Go ahead and click up there on the top, get that book, get in the program, and change your life. I am Dr. Joanne A.J. Scott. Mic dropped.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.